Hey guys, it's Happy Conscious Gal here. Oh my goodness, it's been I think 2.5 weeks since my last vlog. As you can probably tell, I'm doing so much better. Those of you who saw my last vlog 2.5 weeks ago, I was going through a really tough time. I had really badly injured my back and I hadn't been able to walk for the previous 2 weeks, and leading up to that I'd moved house and had had a couple of weeks of crazy upheaval, staying up all night packing in this frantic last minute packing up of my house. I hadn't been able to do my proper phase 3 stabilization, so my weight had gone up and I was pretty stressed in that last vlog. Now 2.5 weeks later, I just want to let you all know everything is good. My back recovered very well. Within a few days of the last vlog I was completely well, back on my feet. So for about the last 2 weeks I've been living a normal life here in our new house. I've been unpacking everything, unpacking all the boxes, I've been going on walks, I've been getting to know the area, I've gone to the beach, I've been to a conference. Alan and I have been setting up our new house. We've been getting back into all of our work, discovering all the local shops, and just really making the most of being here. And so I just want to let you all know, if any of you were worried that you hadn't heard from me, that I am completely better. So it was just a little blip, but I learned a lot from that period, not just about weight loss and how much stress has a huge impact on my body weight, and also obviously the lack of being able to walk had a huge impact on me because my metabolism completely slowed down and I wasn't able to, I guess, control my foods in any way because I couldn't stand up, so I couldn't cook or prepare food. So I was really dependent on just whatever was available, and I had to eat a lot of carbs, and it was a disaster in terms of the diet. But I just learned a lot about myself, about staying in a place of trust. A lot of people who wrote comments on my vlog and friends of mine said to me, you've done a lot of work in the last year to shift your body, not just in terms of body weight, but in terms of my general health, my healing, my sense of myself, my self-love, all the things I've been working on in the last year. And I've changed my metabolism, I've changed my digestive system, I've changed the way my body burns fat, I've changed my skin. I mean, I've just changed so many things. And they really all said to me, just trust all the work that you've already done. And so I basically said to myself, you know what? So I've had a stressful month. I've moved house, I've injured myself, haven't been able to exercise, I've gained weight, I didn't stabilize. Okay, and I also have a very healthy body full of nutrition. I've done an excellent program called HCG. My body is slim. I trust that the underlying reasons for the fat have been resolved, and there's no reason for me to put it back on, and it'll just slip off as soon as I'm back to normal. And you know what? That's what's happened. My weight has slowly gone back down. It's been slow, but I haven't been pushing it. I haven't been doing correction days or anything extreme. All I've been doing is basically just eating healthy, clean, living foods like I always do. Lots of protein, very little carbohydrates. I mean, I've had a little bit, but not much. And any carbs I have had, I've made sure they're very pre-digested carbs, so they've been things that have been soaked or sprouted, or, a lot of pre-fermentation has happened to them, so they're very easy for your body to absorb, so your body can get all the nutrients and not be laden with toxicity and things that are not easy for the body to process. So any carbs that I have been taking in have been very easy to absorb and digest. But basically I've been eating loads of protein, eggs, a little bit of fish, tempeh, really good goat's cheese, soaked nuts. I found these amazing fermented vegetables in the town where we're living. By the way, the place we're living is called Mullumbimby. We're living about 10 minutes from there, and they are the most health-conscious people there. This little town, every second shop is like a health food shop or an organic shop or a bulk store where you can just go in with a glass jar and fill up with buckwheat or nuts, or like no packaging. It's amazing, totally awake, conscious place. So for someone like me who loves to eat really high nutrient dense natural foods that are as close to the farm as possible, this is like the dream. So I'm really happy living here. So anyway, in all the health food shops here, they have just the most amazing selections. They also had these big jar of like fermented vegetables, so I don't even have to make my own fermented vegetables, which I'm not very good at doing. And this huge big jar of them. It's kind of like a sauerkraut, but maybe lots of green stuff and superfoods. And so I have a bit of that every day with some cheese or some tuna or some eggs or some fish or something. And for my lunch, I have vegetables for dinner and some sort of protein for dinner. And for breakfast, I've either been having a protein smoothie or I've been having this amazing fermented chia seed thing that I found in a book where you soak these chia seeds for a couple of days and mix them with some raw cacao powder and some cinnamon and let it sit for a couple of days, and it ferments a little bit. It gets really thick like a porridge, and then you can put nuts or fruit or anything like that with it, and yum, very high protein, really easy to absorb and full of nutrition. So I'm feeling really like my body is just getting this injection of nutrition at the moment. It's like maximum nutrition, and I feel like I'm just filling my body with love and filling my body with goodness and filling my body with all of the amazing abundance of this area that we've moved to. And I think I've put my focus on what I'm putting in rather than what I'm cutting out. So rather than going, oh no, I put all this weight on when my back was injured, how am I going to lose it? I better diet, I better be strict. And a lot of people were suggesting that to me. They were like, do correction days. And I thought, no, that doesn't feel right to me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to celebrate the incredible healthiness of the food here and just eat what I'm drawn to. And the things I'm drawn to, as I said, sauerkrauts, vegetables, fruits, proteins, a little bit of nuts, a little bit of healthy cheeses, fish. So by eating that way and following that path of love, I guess you could call it the path of what my body's drawn to, what's the most nutritious, yummy, nurturing, organic, wholesome food, my body has just slowly normalized back down towards my LIW. I'm not quite there yet, but I'm more than halfway back there. And I haven't been going crazy on exercise. I've just been, doing normal amounts of movement, as in not lying in bed all day crippled. So, pottering around the house, unpacking boxes, lifting things, moving things, going for little walks, 20-minute, 30-minute walks on the beach or around the forest here. But it's not like I've been lifting weights or going for runs or anything. I didn't want to take any extreme action. I didn't want to. If I took extreme action, like going on correction days or diets or lifting weights or going crazy with exercise, I basically would be saying to my body that it has done something wrong and it needs to be punished. And that's really not what I feel. I don't feel I did something wrong and I need to be punished. I feel like life happens. Sometimes stuff happens in your environment, like someone dies or you have a breakup with your boyfriend or you get sick or you move house or you injure your back. Sometimes stuff just happens and life gets really stressful for a few weeks. And it is normal for your body to gain weight then. It's normal because your cortisol levels are high. If you're bedridden because of the illness or bedridden because you've injured your back like I was, then it's normal because you can't burn any calories, So I decided, instead of thinking of myself that I've done something wrong and my body's wrong and I have to punish it and I have to quickly be in this urgent alarm and correct everything and do emergency correction days and go on a regime, I just thought, you know what, it's normal and it's actually okay that I gained a bit of weight. That's a normal response to the situation. And someone who'd been slim their whole life, if they had a month like I had had where they had to really quickly move house, get no sleep, the stress of trying to rent it out and find tenants and find somewhere new to move and pack your whole house up and drive to somewhere new and move into a new house and get engaged and say goodbye to their whole life and all their friends and their family, someone else had gone through that, had been slim their whole life, they'd probably gain weight. And if someone had injured their back and couldn't walk for a few weeks, they'd probably gain weight. So it's about seeing ourselves as normal people. We've done this whole HCG journey. Our weight is now normal. It's okay if life gets tough and you gain a bit of weight, because you've got to trust that in the same way that you gained it, you'll just as easily lose it. Because a normal slim person, when the stressful period ends and they go back to their normal way of living, the weight falls off them. And I see it in my boyfriend, my fiance, I should call him that, because he is, those of you who didn't see my video a couple of weeks ago, he proposed. Very excited. If he has a stressful few weeks, he puts a bit of weight on. As soon as it goes back to normal, he loses it. Same with all the people I know who are healthy and slim. And so I decided to take that approach with myself, and it's worked. As I said, I've just been eating healthy, normal amounts of exercise, nothing excessive, and my weight has slowly come down. So I'll tell you the numbers, because I know you all like numbers. My LIW, which was, oh my goodness, back on the 25th of September. That's 2 months ago now. God, it's amazing how fast time goes. I was 60 kilograms, which is 132.3 pounds. That's what it ended at. So I was very, very happy at that weight. It's way lower than I've ever been in my life. I felt incredibly slim and slender, and I just felt amazing. I would have liked to stabilize somewhere down there, maybe 133, 134, maybe 135 max. That's what I was hoping for. When all of the shit hit the fan, as we say, here in Australia, I'm sure you say that in America too, as all that stuff went down with the house move and injuring myself and crazy month of not being able to do phase 3, I basically skipped phase 3. I did, I think, 10 or 11 days of phase 3, and that was it. My weight slowly crept up, and the highest it got to on 3rd of November was 140.4 pounds. So that's basically 8 pounds above my LIW. That was the point when I could have panicked, and you saw in the last video that I did that I was pretty upset about it, but I wasn't panicking. I was sad and annoyed, but I was still being forgiving of myself. Since then, it's been 2.5 weeks since then. And as I said, I've just been pottering around, going on gentle exercise, eating healthy food. My weight has slowly gone down. The last time I weighed myself, which was about 3 days ago, I was 61.7 kilograms, which is 136 pounds. So just within 4 pounds of my LIW. Very happy with that. If I could get down another pound within 3 pounds of my LIW, I would be like, woohoo! But if I don't, that's okay. I'm very happy with where I'm at. I haven't weighed myself the last 3 days because actually I am in the middle of TOM. I do get very swollen during my period. I usually gain a couple of kilos. I just don't want to see it. I don't need to see it. So in 2 or 3 days when I'm back to normal, I shall check again and see where I'm at. But my feeling is that I'm doing pretty well. I'm just trusting everything. And you know me, I really like to see the bright side of everything. And I was sitting here the other day thinking about it, and I realized, there is actually a very good thing that has come out of the fact that I've stabilized a bit higher than I would have otherwise done. If I had just had a normal phase 3, I would have probably stabilized at around, what was I, 132.3. I would have probably stabilized at around 133, 134. And I don't think I would have really needed to do another round, because I probably only would have had 5 or 6 pounds left on me. And it's pretty hard to find the motivation to do a round for 5 or 6 pounds. I mean, I probably would have just tried to do it through exercise or whatever. But having put on this extra 4 above that, I'm probably sort of going to hover around where I'm at now, which is, around 136. So if I did do another round, I'd probably have, say, 9 or 10 pounds to lose, maybe 8 to 10 pounds to lose rather than 4 to 5 pounds to lose. And that is worth doing. So I realized, in a way, the fact that I bumped a tiny bit up has probably meant that I'm actually going to have the motivation within myself to do a 3rd round. I don't know when I'm going to do it. And it'll be a real round with like an achievable amount to liberate. I just wanted to share that with you because I think it's really important to find positive spin on things that happen to us. Because, if I was sitting here going, oh, it's so unfair that I moved house, it's so unfair I hurt my back, it's so unfair I didn't get to stabilize and I ruined everything. Going to victim mode and feeling sorry for myself, that's really not going to give me a very happy life, and it's probably not going to give me a very calm body, and I'm probably going to be living with high levels of cortisol and high levels of self-hatred, and that's not really conducive to a very healthy, slim, effusive, loving, vibrant being, let alone a healthy, slim body. But if I'm sitting here going, wow, it was kind of a blessing that I ended up not stabilizing, I've ended up a tiny bit higher than I would have, because now I've got the motivation to do a 3rd round, which I wouldn't have done, and so now I'm going to end up really at my real proper final weight, which I may not have. I may have just hovered at 160 kilos, thinking, it's good enough, it's close enough. Whereas now, if I do a 3rd round, get down to really, really get rid of all that body fat and really see what's under there, I think that could be really satisfying and exciting. Because, as I said, I've never been that kind of weight. Never been below 160. I've never seen myself without the belly fat, and I think it would be an interesting experience to liberate that belly fat. So anyway, every cloud has a silver lining, and I really like to find the silver lining because then I stay very motivated about my life and excited, and I stay in a state of joy. And when I'm in a state of joy, I'm a very productive person. I write books, I get projects done, I help lots of people in the world. But when I'm feeling miserable and self-hating and annoyed and victim-y and I'm not very pleasant to be around. I don't do anything of much good in the world. So I'm feeling really good about all that now that I've realised that it was a blessing in disguise. And on that note of blessings in disguise and all the stuff about mindset and how we see things, you guys know I've been writing this book, or I actually finished it about 6 weeks ago, about HCG. It was the first book in my series of ebooks. The first book is about mindset. And I finished it about 6 weeks ago, but I wasn't able to get on to publishing it and doing book covers and editing and everything because I couldn't sit at my computer when I hurt my back. well in the last 2.5 weeks since being well. I've finished it, it's all done. I've done the book cover, I've learned how to do it on Kindle. It's in the process of being uploaded at the moment. We're testing it out, checking it all works. So probably sometime in the next 3 or 4 days, I will be doing a vlog where I tell you all about it, announce that it's finally out there, tell you how you can find it, tell you how you can read it. It's going to make it super cheap. It's going to be really easy to read. It's an ebook. You won't even need to buy it. You just read it on your computer or read it on your iPhone. It's going to be super easy. And I'm excited about it because there's some really good stuff in it, all about how to stay really focused, really motivated, how to stay positive no matter what happens, how to get your mindset really ready, how to have really high levels of self-belief, high levels of self-love, high levels of trust, how to work through any of your underlying beliefs that are blocking you about losing weight. Really key stuff that I certainly wasn't taught by anyone before I did HCG, and that I haven't seen in any of the other books out there. So I feel very excited that I can contribute that to the community, and very relieved that I can finally get it up and out to all of you after talking about it for so long after that delay. But as you know, everything happens at the right time for a reason. I'm sure there's a reason why it needs to come out now, not a month ago. So anyway, that's all my news. I want to say thank you to all of you. Thank you for so much for your support 2 or 3 weeks ago when I was going through that rough time. It really meant a lot to me. It's just so wonderful that we can all support each other in this community on our respective journeys of self-love and fat liberation. So thank you all so much for your support, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!